not only do we hear about Richard Sherman going to be a part of the team with Skip Bayless on Undisputed, we also learned that Rachel Nichols will also be joining what I'm dubbing as Skip and Friends to go along with Lil Wayne. And there's also reports out there that either Keyshawn Johnson or Michael Irvin will be next to step in and join Skip Bayless as a part of that team out there on FS1's Undisputed. But I want to touch on the latest person who was named, and that was former ESPN NBA person Rachel Nichols. Nichols' longtime ESPNer was let go in a nasty little controversy between herself and Maria Taylor. This is when somebody, an ESPN employee, taped a private phone call that Nichols had with, an advisor or an agent or something like that, more or less talking about how Maria Taylor was going to end up into that lead role in the NBA broadcasting. And, Nichols kind of made a mention, listen, this is the summer of 2020, the summer when everybody was supposed to be friends, right? Or trying to do the right thing. They were trying to undo some wrongs. So they was going to give, because you know how ESPN is, they was going to give Maria Taylor a more prominent role. And listen, Taylor deserves it, obviously. Taylor's one of the most dynamic television broadcasters there is. She's over on the NBC network now, and I fully expect, you know how NBC moved. That's a big part of the corporate media. I fully expect, I would have said 10 years, but the way NBC going and the way things look right now in this politically correct society and this DEI world, I would not be surprised if Taylor is going to be, and Maria Taylor is dubbed to be the host of the Today Show. I would have said 10 years ago, but probably in the next 5 years, the way this industry is working right now. But listen, like I said, she's a dynamic TV person, and she deserves it. But I also think that what happened to Nichols was wrong as well. You take a private conversation. I don't really disagree with what Nichols was saying in that argument, you know what I'm saying? But she was the one who had to take the buyout. They didn't just not get rid of her. Trust me. They paid her big to go away and keep quiet. Now she gets to come back and join Skip Bayless. She's a well-respected NBA mind, a well-respected voice in the sports broadcast community. So I think that Nichols hire is a good hire right there. Now, here's a hire that I'm not really a fan of. ESPN talent Malika Andrews has been promoted yet again. I don't understand why ESPN continues to do this. You know why ESPN is a sinking ship? Because they could care less what their audience thinks about the product. The audience has let you know time and time again that they do not relate to Malika Andrews. I think she's a fine broadcaster. I think she's super duper talented, but she can come across as kind of a phony sometimes. I don't like the way she handled things with Stephen A. Smith with the Ime Udoka situation. So there's been different things, but listen, I'm not going to get into most of it. But the fan base is highly critical of the talent. So what does ESPN do? They promote her. Now she will be the lead host of their NBA Finals coverage, replacing Mike Greenberg. Now listen, there's nothing special about Mike Greenberg as a broadcaster. He had a special radio show with Mike and Mike. They did great things. He's been there. He's safe. He's consistent. You know what you get with him. Now you take him off that spot and you give it to Malika Andrews. I don't know if they do this to create controversy, but obviously this is something that's going to be talked about and it'll be heavily debated. But you know what? ESPN doesn't care. They say if we're going to lose our audience, we're going to lose our audience in grand fashion. And Malika Andrews will be right there front and center. You know, it's like, I understand budget cuts. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I was laid off by NBC last year. So I get what is going on. But listen to this, though. The audience likes Mark Jackson. He's gone. The audience likes Jeff Van Gundy. He's gone. The audience doesn't like Malika Andrews. She's promoted. You get why you can't compete no more, ESPN? And I understand as a broadcast talent that you can't really let the audience dictate what you do. But when you're all falling like a cliff like this, I would pay a little bit more attention to what's being said by the people that made you popular,